I'm going to recap what are the three Facebook boost tools that you can do if you're going to pay for them. Just to share with you guys, these are examples of those Facebook boost tools. Here's an example from Promote website. So this is how the post looks like. It has the label sponsored.
Yeah.
It has the preview of the website homepage, and you can even put text here or caption. And when they click this, it becomes a lead. They can go to the website of that person. So that's how to do it. Here's an example for promote page. Kanina promote website. Ito naman, promote fan page or promote business page. So here is a caption that you can put. This is usually the banner of the Facebook fan page. Yan sa taas, na malaki. That's usually what it is. It also has the label sponsored and it has the call to action which like the page. So remember, liking a page is like subscribing to someone's feed. Right? It's like subscribing to a newsletter that gets delivered to your newsfeed every time someone posts. And here's an example of a sponsored post. This one's by Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola is not asking you to like the page or to go to the website. Coca-Cola is just promoting to you specifically this post. Now, I also want to emphasize there is a strategic benefit behind a promote post. Because usually, promote posts are exposed to people who haven't also followed you on Facebook. So parang siyang two birds in one stone. You're able to promote a specific post, and if the person gets interested, he will end up also liking the fan page. Alright? All clear? Okay. Let's now proceed to managing social media content. So now that I've shown you how to manage Facebook, remember guys, it's the responsibility of a brand manager or a salesperson or an owner of your business is that this is only a part of your real job, right? If you're a brand manager, social media is just one. You also have to do Excel sheets. You also have to do a lot of financial reports. You also have to do creative with the agency. If you're the owner of your business, hindi lang sa problema mo. You also have to do the operations. You have to deal with your employees and all these things. So therefore, you have to work smarter because you don't want this to be bugging your daily life. And promise, I'm telling you, it's done. But it takes time. So I want to give you tips and tricks on how to make your life easier by asking you, let's say for example, so John, what kind of posts do I post? Do I post every day? Do I post twice a day? Do I post only during weekends? There is also a science behind it. Now, the tactic for most brands is that they have three kinds of posts. One is an informational post. Second is what they call an inspirational post. And third is a promotion post. So we're categorizing them so that we know what kind of information you want to put on your site. When we say information post, it means press release, product announcement. It could be FAQs. It could be saying, thank you, Mr. Blogger Lee, for featuring us in your blog. Or you can say, the Philippine Daily Inquirer features our bakery, blah, blah, blah. That's an information post. When we say inspirational post, it can mean anything that will evoke or inspire the emotions of a person to like or eventually buy your product. Because remember guys, the least effective business pages or fan page are those who post nothing but just to sell. Gusto niyo ba mag-follow na isang fan page na everyday na lang, sale, 50 pesos off. Right? It can get irritating, right? The only way for people to keep on following you is if they derive value from your fan page. Either they also get entertained, they get inspired. I'll give you an example. If you have time tonight, check the Facebook fan page or the Instagram account of Nike. Nike rarely posts anything about selling a shoe. It doesn't. What it does is that it inspires you by posting athletes, stories, memes, and quotes about victories, about becoming an Olympian, becoming the best of person you can be. And then may subtle lang na reference about buying a Nike apparel. That's what does. And people still keep on following them. Why? Because the photos are nice, because they feel like they're as victorious as a Nike sponsored athlete, and all these things. So inspiration refers to photos, text, quotes, memes that provoke a feeling associated with your product or service. Alright? The onus is that the more hard sell your post is, the more people will avoid it. The third is promotion. It's yung hard sell. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you also need to sell. So examples of promotion are discounts, sales, partnerships, and freebies. A good example I can give is SM. Alright? They have lots of promotional posts. But they also do a lot of inspirational. So nila, you deserve the best in life. Today is the payday. Splurge, blah, blah, blah.
I
Yeah,
know
ganyan
credit
sila
cards
post.
do that really
Alright?
well.
I also want to caution you guys on the principles of posting. Number one, because you are a fan page or business page, remember, Facebook penalizes text only. So always best to include a photo or video with it. So post only with media, photo or graphic poster and video. As much as possible, guys, minimize the text on the photo. Why? Because there is another space or area for the caption. And that's on the caption area.
Mm.
Why is it also important? Because Facebook has a policy that most folks don't know. They will reject your sponsored post application if the text is more than 20% of the entire photo. Alright? For example, if this is 20%, right? Yeah, itong buong ganyan, if this is 100%. If your text is like this, or a combination of something here and something here and something here, it won't be allowed by Facebook. For sponsored posts, if it's an organic post, it's okay. But if you're willing to pay 1,000 pesos, Facebook will not accept it. Because they believe that effective posts should be purely photos to evoke emotion. The text and the caption, the call to action should be on the caption area. Okay? And then of course, remember we mentioned a while ago, post during peak viewing hours. Post when people are also online. So for me, my personal expert opinion is at 9 p.m. You can also do one at 10 a.m. in the morning. Those are the best times for me. For me, ang pinakapatay, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., yan. Yan usually when I'm meeting it. And you will really see that there's a big difference on your life and engagement rate. So here are examples. Remember, information, inspiration, promotion. Here are examples of posts that are information-based. One, you have a press release. You have an announcement about your product. You're saying that our product is no longer color blue. It's also color yellow. That's information post. Another one is a news article. Someone quoted you. You're proud that you were quoted by Rappler or by Philippine Daily Inquirer. That's informational post. Another one is a blog feature. You're a bakery, na-feature ka ng blog. Ganyan, that's an information post. Right? It's informational because you're sharing more information about your product or service from the point of view of someone else. Another one is this. Your FAQs. You will notice gadgets, telecommunications, all these companies, meron silang mga to-dos or mga FAQs. They post it on a certain time as well. It's also, by the way, on the notes section of the fan page. Remember that, guys? Have you used notes section? So notes section are like evergreen articles. The problem with a post is that kapag nakabuna na siya, it's hard to dig them up. Right? The notes section is permanently on the left side. So that when you need to make people look for that info, like FAQs, that people will keep on looking at, that's the left side lang siya lagi. Okay? Another one is product features. So here's an example of, let's say, WhatsApp ka or Viber. We've covered your favorite messengers. We're now available in this cell phone. That's also information. Another one is, hey guys, we're also on Twitter. Please follow us on Twitter @Plan. That's also informational post. Okay? The reason why we want to segregate categories, guys, because I want you to realize that every day must be a posting day. As much as possible, post once a day. Okay? That's the healthiest. Leaving it in 2 or 3 days, aamagin yan. And then kapag inaamag na siya, or nagkakaroon ng mga cobwebs, you are given demerit by Facebook. Your exposure rate also goes low. Example of promotion post, you have a discount or sale. Okay? I'll give you an example. This is one we did for AirAsia, when we gave a discount, okay, 10% off if you buy Wi-Fi inside the plane. Blank, blank, blank. Another one is this, if you have a partnership. Here's an example of what we did for AirAsia, when we did a partnership with Uber, for example. So, meron free Wi-Fi if you also order the Uber card. Send a voucher. That's a promotional post. Inspirational posts are like this. So, kaya ito, like, this is a guy selling a watch, meron siyang donut, at ang kanyang, kunyari, ang post niya is, the best things in life are worked hard for. Such as your watch or whatever. Another one is, kunyari, time is a created thing, blah, 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 whatever that quote is, and then you refer to the watch. Okay? It may sound corny, it's not the best example, guys. Okay? But the point is, and for me, look at other watch companies on Instagram. They really have good examples. Restaurants are also good. Hotels and travel agencies are good examples of that. Okay, so the reason why I shared it is because a good content manager, meaning you schedule, guys, you schedule your own content. Before you even do this, you have a vision na tapos na sila lahat on a certain week or certain month. An inefficient brand manager is someone who posts on a daily basis, not knowing what to post yet. Because you will end up getting pressured. Naku, alas 5 na wala pa rin akong post for 9 o'clock p.m. Right? You don't want to panic for that. Because you will end up spending time thinking about it. The best way to do it is that prepare it either on a weekly or monthly basis. Meaning you brainstorm, you create a strategy, and then you lay out an entire week's worth of posts. So for most companies, especially the multinational companies na merong structured processes, nila ganito sila lagi. So day 1, ito yung scheduled post ko. Day 2, day 3, day 4. In fact, the kind of posts that you see today, let's say posts of Coca-Cola, Nestle, JFK, P&G, Unilever, lahat yan guys naka-schedule na a month before. They don't get posted on the same day. Alright? So that's in a week. And if you become more mature, you become better at it, you can even do a month's worth of content. So naka-schedule na. And that's once a day. Right? If you become mature, you can even do twice a day. Right? And you do what they call the process of doing a bicycle. A bicycle means day 1, promotional. Day 2, inspirational. Day 3, informational. Why? Because you don't want the audience to magsawa. Or you get to avoid the trap of selling every day. Because hard selling is not good for the audience. Okay? The summary is that give them a reason to continue liking your post. That's your objective. It's like a game, it's like a monopoly. You're waiting for that specific post na kikilitiin sila and finally they want to buy the product. But you don't know which that post is. And while you don't know yet, your objective is to keep them hanging on, to keep on liking every post until one day they get hit to finally buy the product. Okay? So here's an example. So now, John, how many times should I post per day? What we know is that the best brands around the world, examples of these are iTunes, Victoria's Secret, Skittles, Red Bull, Converse, Disney, Starbucks, Coca-Cola. The average is 1 to 2 times a day. Alright? Some brands are able to pull it off with 1 every 2 days. For me, that's a bit content. You're limiting yourself because at the end of the day, there's just too much clutter. Madadrown ka sa boses ng ibang brands. So 1 to 2 times is good. Same thing with tweet. Now, something happened to Twitter. Can anyone here tell me what happened to Twitter 2 months ago? Something very, very major happened to Twitter in terms of its newsfeed. Does anyone know? Ano mo na pagkakaiba ng Twitter at ng Facebook before? In 2014, what was the main difference on how you view the newsfeed? Which lasts longer, a tweet or a Facebook post? Why? It's buried, right? You'll be drowned in the thousands or millions of other tweets. And usually the average lifespan of a tweet is 80 minutes. After 80 minutes, unlikely na yan na mag-retweet pa ulit or makikita ng ibang tao because there's so many other tweets. Facebook's life cycle is longer. Why? Because it's using, remember, the algorithm. As long as people continue liking it, it will keep on surfacing into the newsfeed. Right? So that's why you will keep on, I'll give you an example, guys.
Yeah,
have you ever experienced a photo of you that 2011 pa, and suddenly someone liked it, and then 2 hours later, someone again liked it, and they said, bakit nila like nila 2011 pa to? It started likely because someone, maybe looking at that, could be your stopper, could be looking at that photo, nilike niya, and that person became a part of someone else's newsfeed. So si Anna nilike ang photo mo, si Anna nakita sa newsfeed ni Juan. Anna liked Jonathan's photo. Nakita ni Juan, oh, sino nga rin itong photo na to? Nilike din ni Juan. And because two people now liked it, it's increasing the affinity and increasing the point of exposure. So it gets exposed to other common friends of Anna, Juan, and Jonathan. You get it, guys?
Yeah.
So nabubuhay siya ulit. And that's the power of the algorithm of Facebook. Alright? So for tweets, my question is it good to post as many times a day compared to Facebook? Who says yes?
Yes.
Yes, you should post more.
Yeah.
You should spread as liberally as butter on bread. Who says yes?
Yes.
Who says no? You should also limit like Facebook. Okay, the rest are either bingi, yeah, ang sagot, or boring. Come on, shut up. Who says yes, you should post more?
Tweet.
More than Facebook.
More than
Alright, the answer is yes. Why? Because likely they're not gonna see it. You will not end up irritating people because people will not be always on Twitter anyway. In fact, if kung meron na akong robot, I will tweet every hour or every 30 minutes because no one will see it. It's just like a game wherein people, naghahanap ka ng way para makita ka lagi ng mga tao. Right? Imagine tweet as like, nasa loob ka ng isang, parang isang tubig, ng isang galon, nahulog ka, you keep on surfacing, biglang ibabagsak ulit ng tubig. And you keep on surfacing again. That's Twitter. Alright? 2 months ago, Twitter changed that. Twitter is now following the same algorithm of Facebook. Okay? We are not yet feeling it strongly because nag-umpisa pa lang siya. But if you're a massive Twitter, ako for me, I noticed that before, a tweet that I did 2 days ago will never be seen again. But now I'm seeing some people are liking a tweet that I tweeted 2 days ago because it's using the same algorithm of Facebook again. So we might see change in the future, but for now, for me, you can tweet as many as you can. Okay, this graph shows that a typical tweet, the engagement rate goes down after the third. But for me, this is only applicable if you keep on tweeting on the same minutes. But if you keep on tweeting, let's say, every hour or every 3 hours, for me, it's still effective. No one cares. How many times do you check your Twitter per day for Twitter users here? Twice? 5? Thrice a day, right? But compare that to Facebook, you're likely to check your Facebook more. Right?
That's true.
That's why on Twitter, likely your tweets will not be seen as much as well. Because people are also not online on Twitter. Okay? So for example, same with Instagram. So Twitter, 3 to 5, for me, there's someone's opinion. My expert opinion is you can post as much, 5 to 10. Instagram is different. So remember guys, Instagram is owned by Facebook. Dapat alam niyo yan, and therefore it is going to follow the algorithm of Facebook in the future when it gets bigger. It already is. Well, sabi nila haka-haka daw. Kasi they use na nila ba sa Instagram that says na, hold on, don't panic because we're not implementing it yet. So we're not sure. But Instagram guys, remember, for me, I love Instagram because Instagram has lesser saturation point. Not everyone's Instagram it and you get a lot of viewing time. Usually a person only has around 300 other followers, pina-follow the account on Instagram. So 2 to 3 times is good. Okay? Facebook 1 to 2. Alright? Okay, and remember, work smart, not hard on posting on social media. Now, I'd like to share with you guys, if you're that person who's responsible for creating the visual design. So, sino yung gumagawa ng mga photos or memes for your Facebook fan page or business page? Okay, there are easier ways of doing that. You may be using Photoshop, you may be using PowerPoint, and then kinakat mo at JPEG, yung mga ganun, di ba? But there are other easier ways. My favorite one is, sorry for that. My favorite one is Canva. Have you heard of Canva?
No.
Canva is a free tool that has templates down to the size of the social media post. Meaning, if you want to put a banner on Facebook, ni-resize nyo automatically. If you want a photo for Instagram, ni-resize nyo automatically. And it comes with templates of the text, font size, font type, and even the graphics. That's one. Another one is PicMonkey. Same thing as Canva, but I would always prefer Canva. The other one I'd like to share is, does anyone here use Buffer or Hootsuite? Buffer? Okay? So Buffer, guys, remember, if you're a brand manager, ito problem, ito ko naiinis. I hate the job because I have to post on Instagram, I have to post on Facebook, I have to post on Twitter. And it takes so much time. Sometimes I wish, you go to the washroom, you do number two, I wish everything can be done in one session. But it can't. But Buffer allows you to put all your accounts in one, and in one click of a button, that same post gets posted in all three accounts. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Of course, there are other shortcuts today. If you post something on Instagram, it can be posted on Twitter. The problem with that is that the photo is not visible. So, para siyang link. This one, for Buffer or for Hootsuite, one post, the exact post itself will be visible. Yes? Yes.
How what do you think about IF?
Oh, okay. Also good. Later I'll show you. I have that part as well. If this and that also works, same. These are just examples of that, but for me, I love Buffer. The only problem with IFP with me is it doesn't have analytics. So for me, Buffer, the other thing I like about Buffer, guys, remember, and on Twitter, how many characters is the maximum?
140.
140, right? Sometimes if you want to promote your website or another link, it eats up space, right? So what do? You use BitLink, right? You shorten the link, you go to BitLink, bit.ly.com, it shortens it, etc. Sa Buffer, lahat ng links, kahit nilagay mo dyan, automatically, iniiksian niya agad. Okay? So it makes life easier. And it has analytics. It tells you which people opened it, at what time, which location. Alright? All clear so far? With social media content management? All clear? If you become assigned, if you are the person assigned to those guys, I am promising you it will take so much of your time. So prepare ahead, prepare in advance. Because this is not your only job. If you're a marketing manager, you need to do PowerPoint slides for the strategy of your business for your boss. That takes time. You can't say to your boss, "Boss, wala pa tayong post sa Facebook, wait lang." That's not an excuse. Alright? Most effective brand managers, weekend pa lang, tinatapos nila lahat ito. So that they can move on with their lives and do something else. Okay? Okay, run coffee break. Okay. Speaking of working smart, I'd like to show you guys. We'll pause on the social media part. I'll give you some more tips and tricks before we go into the group exercises. We have 1 hour more. I want to share with you smartphone apps that can make you work smart. Okay? I assume all of you have touched a smartphone in your life. Yes? Okay? Who here is an iOS user? Who's an iOS? Yeah, di mga uptight. Just kidding. Who or Android?
No, that's my.
I'm gonna convince you in 3 slides why you're supposed to be an Android guy. You're missing a lot if you're not an Android. Alright. So you see this app. What kind of apps do you see? You have your Instagram, you have your LinkedIn, Gmail, what else?
Foursquare.
Okay, let's start with the basics. The number one guys, by now you're supposed to have an online locker. Who here doesn't use a drive? A Google Drive, a OneDrive. Okay? If you haven't tried it out yet, guys, please try it. A Google Drive is basically just like another hard drive, but instead of using a USB or yung malaking bloke ng whatever, it's all in the cloud. I love this because even if you use your laptop, as long as you continue saving on the cloud, you will retrieve all those files regardless what your device is. Alright? And it's for free. Microsoft OneDrive is free 1 terabyte if you buy any Microsoft device. Google Drive is 100 gigabytes for only 200 pesos per month. In fact, they also give you a free email address na, kaya meron kang negosyo, you don't want jonathanyabut@gmail.com, you want to change it to jonathanyabut@yourbusiness.com. You can buy that for only 360 pesos at Gmail. Together with free bundled, sabi niya negosyo sa Gmail, nabayaran na ako, di ba? Bundled with Google Drive as well. Right? Or meron pa si Smart, meron pa si BLT, I think meron pa din sa iba. Ayan. Number two, I mentioned buffer and suite, right? Number three, which I love, is if this then that, which is now rebranded as if. So it's a website that allows you to automate repetitive tasks. I'll give you an example. Tasks such as every 5 p.m. you need to send a message to your wife that you're going home. Alright? Diba? Nakakainis. Okay, or ito. Every time you change your Facebook profile pic, gusto mo siya yun yung profile pic na nakikita ng mga tao sa Instagram at Twitter. Right? Or another one, you are a researcher for a company or a brand manager. Your task is to monitor what people are saying about you on Inquirer or Rappler. You have to do it every day. Okay? This thing can be automated via this software. And it's called if this then that, because it's like if blank, you fill up that blank, then blank, you also fill up that blank. So for example, there's some language as if your Facebook profile picture changes, automatically update and use that picture and use it on Twitter. Ganun siya. Of course, in between may mga back-end ka kailangan ilagay. For an example, they call it in their website as recipes that you can select. You can also create your own recipe. You can also use the recipe of other people who submitted them online. Meron ako nakita recipe that says, if CNN reports that there is water in Mars, send me an email about it. Something like that. Or I'll give you one. My favorite one which I use today is I want my phone to automatically switch to Wi-Fi when I'm at home. And for it to automatically switch off my 3G. So I don't spend so much. Alright? And the reason why you don't want them to be always open to get is it drains a lot of battery. Right? So what it does, you can have an if this then that recipe we're in. If my GPS determines that I'm already at home, so you have to select a home base, turn off my 3G and turn on my Wi-Fi. Yan siya. Yes, guys? Great, right? Appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay. Another one is, for example, if I receive a message about this, or I'll give you one. If my clock switches to 5 o'clock p.m., automatically send this message to this number. It also does that. I wish they can do that on WhatsApp. They can't yet. Okay? This is the 2013 App of the Year, by the way, of iOS. So it's really good. Another one is block of distractions. There's cold turkey and antisocial. If you want not to use Facebook or Twitter for a certain amount of time because you think you're being distracted, you can sign up to one. They take out the password, give it to a friend that you nominate, and you can only check Facebook again when the time elapses. So kunyari, gusto mo, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., bawal ka mag-Facebook, that laptop or device will not be able to use Facebook at that time.
Wow.
Okay? Another one is delaying it. Have you heard of Pocket? I love Pocket because I'm the kind of guy who loves reading articles from magazines, from news websites. But the problem is I don't have the time to read them all at the same time. For example, you're pooping, diba? And you're on Twitter. And you see a lot of interesting articles, but you can't read them all at the same time because you're done pooping, right? You have to move on to what you're really doing. You want to read them later on, maybe when you're in the flight or when you're lining up in the bank. Pocket allows you to pocket these articles, save them, and automatically download them so that when you have time, and even if you're offline, you can still read these articles. Right? This is the 2014 App of the Year, and I really, really love it. What I also love about Pocket is that there's some hacks. If you are not a subscriber of magazines and you did not purchase a subscription, most of the time they will say, sorry, you have already exceeded your 5 free articles limit for the month. Have you experienced that? Promise? Okay, if that happens, you pocket that article and you can still read it. Why? Because meron siyang yung cookie na ginagamit for your PC na babypass niya. Right? So it does that. I wish I can just talk about Mailbox, but it's not. Unfortunately, it's closed down because it didn't make money. But Mailbox, I loved it before because Mailbox allows you to schedule emails when it gets sent. Also, but now you can also do that. There are other apps like Sidekick. Sidekick is an app wherein if you who here uses Gmail for work? Okay, who here still uses Outlook? Yan, napaka-traditional ng mga companies nyo. I'm just kidding. Remember guys, a lot of companies are now shifting to Gmail. And this is why an Android phone is important in the future because Android and Chrome and Gmail are all under one company. Right? So, what I like about, how do you call this, Sidekick? No, we're running on the screen. Sidekick allows you to send that email later on. It even allows you to read and it allows you to find out which person is reading that email at that moment.
Oh.
Diba that's nice to know? Like you send an email, because in Outlook you have a read receipt. You don't have it in Gmail. Right? You can by finding out who opened it. You should also know by now that Gmail allows you to make an email explode. Have you heard of that? So, you know Snapchat, right? Snapchat can only last for, let's say, a certain amount of time, then makikita ulit. You can also do it with Gmail. Gmail also last year allows you now to unsend a sent email after 30 seconds. Kasi di ba sa Outlook merong recall?
Mm-hmm.
Sa Gmail wala, but they included that last year. So now you can do that up to 30 seconds. Also. Alright? I also recommend you guys to download apps such as this one. This is called Fake Your Location app. And also VPN servers. The reason why it's very important for you is because it's a good way to hack airlines and hotels to get cheaper fares. Remember, when an airline website finds out that you are from another country, it has a higher purchasing power. Let's say, for example, in Southeast Asia, Singaporeans have higher currency power because the Singaporean dollar is stronger. Their cost of buying a flight is more expensive than someone in the Philippines. Alright? So if you have a friend who's in US or in Singapore or in Canada, their cost of certain flights or hotels is more expensive than the same one you can buy in the Philippines. If they can fake their location that they were in the Philippines instead, they can get a cheaper rate. Alright? Same thing for you guys. For the Philippines, choose a poorer country. Okay? And you can get away with it. Not all, of course, can get away with it. Okay? I have some friends, when they travel to another country, they take their location and they check out Tinder so that they can already schedule their dates before they even land in that city. Diba? Nag-gets niyo ba, sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Diba, camera na kayo ng VPN is also important because the VPN makes you look like your ISP server is not in that country. Remember in countries like China, if you've been to China guys, except for Hong Kong, Facebook is 100% banned. You will not be able to use it. So you change your VPN and you make it look like you're not in China, you're in another country, and you can access those websites. Okay? Same thing. If you're in another country that bans porn, then you change your VPN server to something else. Okay? What else? Okay, here are my other favorite examples. My favorite app is called Wakey. Wakey is really called the social alarm clock. So when you wake up in the morning, you usually use an alarm clock, right? So Wakey makes you submit your phone number to someone else out there. Of course, you don't give the number, you give the, how do you call this, your account. And someone at the other part of the world will wake you up. Meaning he will ring you and say, wake up, wake up. Alright? Vice versa, you can also nominate yourself to wake up someone in another part of the world. The idea is you make friends. Okay? That's Wiki. Another one I like is Headspace. If you're after meditation, it's an app that has pre-recorded meditation classes. And I really love it because for me, it really like the voice of the person, he's a Buddhist monk. Uh, naging hermit for a while, and he has really nice meditation classes. There's also Slack. Slack is a leading, more advanced version of group Fiber. Remember at work, we're in mga group Fiber and group WhatsApp groups, right? Like the entire team is in the same group, di ba? And naka-copy tayo dito, so we want everyone to be on the same page. The problem with that is if you miss the conversation, you're required to scroll up and look for your name. Or you ask, guys, did I miss?
Yeah.
Or what is the topic discussed? Slack allows you to monitor the important parts of a conversation. So for example, if you were mentioned, you are allowed, pwede kang itag ng at sign. And it even reflects the number of times you were mentioned in that conversation on the left side, which is this. If there's an important keyword, for example, the entire group is talking about 2016 budget, because you're budgeting for next year. You can put hashtag 2016 budget every time you mention it, such that people who miss the conversation can just click on it and they will see all of the sentences that contain that. Alright? It's also integrated to your LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook.
Only the admin of Slack. I'm trying to figure out
Mhm.
Slack now. So only the admin of Slack can choose the hashtag to be placed on the website.
Merong nomination. So a user can nominate also, please add this hashtag. You get it? Alright? All clear? Okay, now I'm gonna add as well. Who here uses Chrome? Or what kind of browsers do you use? Chrome? What else? Safari? Woo! Okay, what else? That was not Safari, what else? Firefox? Okay. Okay, I'll be biased about this, but for me, Chrome is very, very beautiful because remember guys, Chrome is an Android product, and Chrome is also owned by Google, which means that all the information that Google gives you is available on Chrome. For example, if you're looking for a flight, on the search bar, just type the two cities, for example, Manila to New York. When you click enter, it even gives you automatically the list of all the flights on the first 3 inches of the screen. Safari, Mozilla will not show this thing. You're looking for a hotel, you put the name of the hotel in the search bar, and on the right side of the Google search comes out the hotel and all the companies selling hotel rooms, comparing all the prices. You don't even need to look at Skyscanner, only through Chrome as well. Okay? What other thing I like about Chrome, if you have Chrome on your mobile and you have Chrome on your laptop, as long as you sign on to your same Chrome account, the same history that's saved in your Chrome on your laptop is visible on your Chrome on your mobile. All the settings, all the saves, etc. And for me, the browser that has the most number of extensions is a Chrome. Okay? This is another session, unfortunately. We only have 4 hours to talk about life, so I need to move on. Okay? All good? All good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So, last hour, let's talk about examples from other companies and brands. So there's the marketing case study. And I'm going to start with the idea that, remember guys, the trend right now for most brands that they collaborate with another brand.
Yeah.
Brand X, brand B, product A, product B, they share the cost, right? But whenever they do that, guys, I'll give you an example like Coca-Cola. Diet Coke recently partnered with fashion designers, and they asked the fashion designers to design a Coca-Cola bottle for each. Why? Because Diet Coke is targeted for women. Coke Zero is targeted for men, right? So when you do that, don't just partner with brands, you can also partner with moments. What I love about the social media is you can post a lot of things for free if a topic is getting viral. Examples of that is there's a typhoon. Of course, you have to be sensitive of what you post. Alright? If there's a celebrity couple wedding, if there's a Manny Pacquiao fight, post something about Manny Pacquiao, likely you will get more exposure rates. If there's a Miss Universe pageant, we saw that a while ago, examples of that. Olympics is happening in 2016. That's a very big event to talk about. And of course, the biggest one is the national elections is coming May. We are expecting a lot of good brands to rise on the tide. So I'll give examples. And these are for free. You don't ask permission to talk about Manny Pacquiao's victory because you're celebrating his victory. These are examples you don't need to pay or get a post sponsored. Okay? So for example, this you guys know Super Bowl in the US, right? It's an annual event, especially the finals one. So there was one time in 2013 na nagkaroon ng outage, nagkaroon ng blackout. Nawala ng kuryente. So people couldn't see anything on their TV screen. And usually when you cannot access Facebook or your TV, what do? You go to Twitter, right? Or pag wala sa Twitter, people complain on Facebook, and vice versa. When that happened, people went to Twitter and people went to Facebook and they complained that they couldn't watch anything about the Super Bowl. So the brand started also complaining about it, but at their own benefit. For example, Duracell is a battery, and they posted the blackout, and they said, if only Duracell was powering the light. Right? Beautiful. This is 40,000 likes, 1,000 comments. That's free exposure for them. Another example is Oreo. This was also during the Super Bowl, and they said, power out, no problem. You can still bunk in the dark. Right? So again, lots of likes, lots of free engagement, free exposure. Let's look at what happened in the Philippines during Manny Pacquiao's fight. And I love McDonald's because the McDonald's team, the marketing team is so advanced that they prepare visuals even if he loses
Or win.
or if he wins. Prepared na yan. Nakasalang na, ready to be posted kung ano mangyayari. So, before the fight, they had this beautiful post called Beat the May Weather. Of course, you get it right because we're referring to May weather, and the fight was happening during May. Right? So, Beat the May Weather. And of course, they prepared a post when he won, but unfortunately he lost, so they released this post, which is, we've always survived bad weather. Okay? We will always be proud of you. Right? And this is for free. Right? Of course, I would have to admit, maybe McDonald's has its own creative agency. But it's hard to pull these things off. Alright? But the fact of the matter is they did not pay for Twitter to post it. They got free advertisement because people liked it. They thought it's very funny. Another one is this from Nestle Kit Kat. So what they did was that the phenomenon is every time there's a Manny Pacquiao fight, people aren't on the streets to drive. Everyone is at home. Even the police, even the criminals, sabi nga nila, di ba? Crime rates go down when Manny Pacquiao has a fight because everyone's at home watching. So they took a snapshot. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, guys. But in Manila, we have an MMDA app that gives us a green or red colors for us to find out if we should go or not. Di ba sa Waze, merong red? So same thing. Meron din sa Cebu. Kailangan nyo na noon. For here. Anyway, so what they did is they took a snapshot of that moment and everything was green. And so sabi nila, alam mong laban ni Pacman kung walang traffic. EDSA video. Okay, that part is corny, but still, this one's really good. Another one is this. They posted Holyfield versus Tyson, remember? History repeats itself. Remember what happened? Di ba si Mayweather, right? So, but you get the punchline here, right? Kasi nga, Mike Tyson happened. Baka naging kayo ganyan. Correct. So, that one. Miss Universe also, we saw a lot of creative ads happening. This was from KFC. This is a Twitter post, also on Facebook. So yung bakit ginawang Corona. Another one from Nescafe. Let's raise our mug. Now, honestly, from a personal opinion, I would say, okay, masabi lang may pinos nila. Right? But it's better to still have this than not have anything at all. Because you're riding on the joy of people. People are likely able to post or click it more than the usual days when they're sad. And this is when they're happy. I like this, my favorite, and guess what it is? Which brand do you think was posting this?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, right? Very creative. Because the shape of the crown was very identifiable. Another one is by Cebu Pacific. Okay, ito yung mga type parang yung boss ng brand manager. Ito, may masabi ka lang. Diba? I mean, you could have done something else, right? Okay, another one is this from McDonald's. It's not easily understandable, but she's referring to the crown as a Sunday. Okay? But it's still nice. Okay? So ako for me, creativity, not so much, but A for effort. Because At the end of the day, I would applaud someone who did something than someone who just forgot about it. Okay? Of course, I like what, have you seen the one that 7-Eleven has been doing these days?
The
That's all?
presidential balls. Pictures on the presidential balls.
Guys, sa nakatira. Hello.
Yeah.
So if you go to a 7-Eleven store today and if you buy a drink, you can choose the cup, right? And the cup decides, this has the name and the photo of your presidential. So you get to choose which one. And you create engagement. And it's so nice that people try taking a snapshot of it. I wish I had this in my,
I saw someone.
maybe.
Yeah.
I added another slide, sorry. It was so beautiful that people tried taking a shot of it and then posted it on their own Instagram and their own Facebook. Okay? So, summary guys, a lot of things in life, nothing's for free when it comes to, there's no such thing as free lunch, but a lot of things you can still put it off without having to pay for it. Okay, case studies. I'm going to show some videos again. This one is a case study about Burger King and how they cleverly use Facebook to increase engagement about their Whopper. You guys eaten a Whopper before?
Yeah.
Which was better, a Whopper or a Big Mac? Or a Champ? Whopper, no? Okay, so that's what we're trying to provide this one. So let's show this video.
Burger King knew that Americans loved the Whopper, but wanted to prove it. So it turned to Facebook and put the love to the test. Everybody loves adding friends, but is that simply because it's fun to see your friend list pile up? Well, what if there was a way to dump friends and get rewarded for it? And what if this turned into a race to dump them before they dumped you? Meet Whopper Sacrifice. Delete 10 friends and receive a free Whopper. A true moral dilemma, a telling choice. What do you love more? Your friends or the Whopper? A difficult question to answer. Or was it? Almost instantly, people were sacrificing their friends for Whoppers like crazy, to the tune of 200,000 friends sacrificed in just over a week. And people's burning desire to dump friends for the Whopper challenged the very concept of Facebook. Instead of embracing this new marketing opportunity and the 35 million free media impressions it received, Facebook began limiting its functionality, ultimately forcing Burger King to take it down. Whopper Sacrifice had been sacrificed. But despite the application's short-lived activation, Burger King proved what it knew to be true: that Americans love the Whopper more than they love their friends. Thanks for watching.
Okay, again, word of mouth, everything was done on Facebook. The only cost was developing that software and the free Whoppers, right? But it's the kind of campaign wherein it happened online and people talk about it offline as well, right? You can imagine how people in America were like, hey, here's this free Whopper. Sino kaya yung friend na tatanggalin ko? Or, tatanggalin kita ha, pero babalikin kita after I get the free Whopper. Alright? So, I'll give you another one. This one, guys, the moral lesson here I want to show is effective campaigns are those when you know where your customers are. Are they online? Are they offline? Are they in the subway? Or are they somewhere else? And if you create campaigns based on where they are, you can find out ways of making them buy more. Okay.
South Korea is a unique market. Tesco has been evolving itself, adjusting to the local market. It even changed the name itself from Tesco to Home Plus. And at last, it grew to rank number 2 in Korea. But Tesco had to overcome one obstacle: a fewer number of stores compared to the number 1 company, E-Mart. Mission: could we become number 1 without increasing the number of stores? We made an in-depth study into Koreans once more. Koreans are the second most hardworking people in the world. For them, grocery shopping once a week is a dreaded task. So we decided to approach these busy and tired people. Idea: let the store come to the people. We created virtual stores, hoping to blend into people's everyday lives. Our first try was subway stations. Although virtual, the displays were exactly the same as actual stores. from the display to the merchandise. Only one thing was different. We used smartphones to shop. Scan the QR code with your phone, and the product automatically lands in your online cart. When the online purchase is done, it will be delivered to your door right after you get home. People can relax more after work and on weekends. Result. People can shop at Tesco Home Plus wherever they go without having to visit the actual store. Moreover, we could change their waiting time to shopping time. After this campaign, online sales increased tremendously. Through this campaign, 10,287 consumers visited the online Home Plus mall using smartphones. The number of new registered members rose by 76%, and online sales increased 130%. Currently, Home Plus has become number one in the online market, and is a very close second offline.
Okay. Is home delivery available in Cebu?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. In Manila, this is already popular in certain stores, like Rustans and SM are doing it as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you just call them and they...
or there's a website. In other countries, I live in KL, sa amin, Tesco, by the way, is a leading British grocery store. So we don't have it in the Philippines, but in other countries they have it. For me, sometimes groceries can be a chore, so I just order everything. Especially if I'm just buying water or let's say detergent, I just order it and then, I mean, you don't need to see it physically, right?
Yeah.
And it will not change. Okay? Hindi siya parang gulay or like you will see if it's fresh or the other one. So you can actually order it. So question guys, if you were to simulate the same situation in Cebu, do you think this will work or not?
It will now because of the traffic.
Any comments?
No.
It will? Okay, why do you think so? Traffic, so people prefer, pero paano pag yung truck na traffic din? So, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so that's what, there's a need, okay? So the need is checked. Alright? What else? Why do you think will it work?
Because they hate staying on... People are online.
People are online anyway, there's a high penetration rate, so that will do well. What else? Okay, so I think you've checked the good things. What do you think are the things that will not be good? Not be conducive for it to be executed properly?
The money...
What are the barriers?
The money, how to pay it.
Okay, so let's say credit card also, maybe an issue. What else? Smartphone or internet? I think you guys are okay, internet naman, right? Yeah, internet okay. The average shopper, okay. What else? Give me other reasons why you think this will not work in Cebu. I'm giving you an exercise because I want you to think the same way. If you want to do the same for your business, you always have to look at the two sides of the coin. What will work and why it will not work. So in this case, guys, what are the reasons for it not to work? What else? Culture in what sense? Okay, maybe because Cebuanos prefer to go shopping. Right? Why would I do this? Ang boring kapag nasa computer screen ko lang. I want to enjoy the air conditioning. Right? I want to enjoy seeing my neighbor, and then kakain sa labas after groceries. Right? It's something that they want to fit into their Sunday time. So it might not be. It may work in Korea because as the premise shows in the video, they're too hardworking. They don't think it's something that's important to do. Right? But maybe for other cultures, it's a leisure thing. Okay? By the way, this was in 2009. Okay, this was like 7 years ago in South Korea. Okay, I'll give you another one. This one is a collaboration of two brands. One is Coca-Cola, and the other one is when they were promoting the movie Skyfall via 007. This campaign is purely YouTube. It wasn't done on TV, there was no radio or print, etc. It was just posted on YouTube and they let the people decide if they liked it, and people kept on virally sharing it, and it had 10 million views and shares after a year. So watch this one.
You sound different.
Grabe yung fans, no?
Nice, oh my gosh. That's from 7. Oh my god.
Alright, beautiful video, right? So if you look at this video, guys, it's selling something. But why did you end up still watching it until the end?
That's entertaining.
Because it's
Fun.
entertaining, right? You were deriving something out of it, even if you're not going to buy Coca-Cola in the end. This is an example of what effective posts are. It's not hard selling, it's giving you something beneficial at the end of the day. Alright? And they let the people speak for themselves. Okay? I'm going to give you another one. This one's by Samsung. Remember that Samsung's recent Galaxy S6 and S7 features that they charge really, really fast. Like in a matter of minutes, like 30 minutes to 40 minutes, full charge. Okay? So their campaign is that this is the phone for people who are impatient and who don't have the time to charge, because you shouldn't be bringing your mobile chargers with you. Okay? So again, this is a campaign mostly only on YouTube, no TV, no print.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh man.
Alright? Again, another proof. It's selling you something, but you're still watching it. Why? Because it's fun. It's entertaining. That's an example of a promotional post that comes with an inspirational informational post as well. Okay, I think we have, I forgot what video did I. Okay. Okay, here's another one. This one is about selling a product that involves you to pay for it, but not because you're getting something physical. It's about donations. Okay? So they installed a clever way of making you swipe your credit card to donate for something in a public space.
The youth organization Miserio has been creating self-help initiatives for the third world. In the fight against poverty and injustice, every euro counts, and it's clear that even small donations can make a big difference, though very few people know this. The simple solution, the one thing that people always have with them, a credit card. Last year, over 40% of all payments in Europe were made with one. With this in mind, Miserio developed the social swipe, the first poster that accepts credit cards.
Wow.
The poster makes giving easier
Yeah.
than ever before, and you can see the results. Your donation can provide daily bread for a family in Peru, or help an imprisoned Filipino child return to a normal life, all for just €2. These unique billboards were developed together with Stripe.com, the leader in innovative payment solutions. The posters initially attracted people's attention in international airports, but stayed with them long after. When donors received their credit card statement, they were asked to turn their one-off donation into a monthly donation. It's a small gesture that makes a big difference. The social swipe, making giving easier than ever before.
Alright, okay na sana, pinag talaga ang Filipino, di ba? That's not turn off, nahiya ako. Alright, so I'm sharing this video, guys, because again, it's an example. This campaign is effective only because the market is credit carded. What was the statistic? 40%. This is in Europe, right? Philippines is less than 20%. Okay? So if you were to change the campaign, how would you do it? Siguro coins, right? The coin will slice it or something, or the paper or whatever. Right? Okay, so again, just to put it to consciousness, do not force a beautiful creative campaign if it doesn't work for you. This is nice. This is so glamorous. It's an award-winning event. Okay? But if it is not your market, then don't force it. It's okay. You can move on with your life. Okay? And Jesus will still love you. Alright? Okay, let's do one last. This one is an example of how certain brands can be very effective if they're always online, looking at interesting videos of ordinary people and transforming them into a brand case. Okay. What is the product? What is the video selling?
Travel.
It's a travel agency, right? It's making you want to fly and travel and make your feet very itchy, right? When this video was created, guys, there wasn't any SDA travel before. It was just created by a bunch of friends, and they posted it on YouTube and it became so viral. And when it became so viral, SDA Travel said, maybe let's buy that video. So they bought it and they just plugged in the brand afterwards. Okay? Again, very clever, very, very cheap for them maybe, and very affordable because they didn't need to hire someone to do it. Here's another question though. Do you think it's effective in enticing people to buy specifically from SDA Travel? No? Why?
It was a really long video.
Okay, it's a long video. Okay. Ano pa? What else? Did you get enticed to, were you moved to travel? Did you get inspired travel? Yes. But would you get SAA travel? No. Why? Exactly. It didn't explain to you why of all travel agencies you have to get SDA travel, right? So here's an example, guys, to show you. When you make campaigns, regardless if it's online or offline, this is more of a marketing tip. Make sure that you only create these kinds of categorical campaigns if you are the market leader. If you're not the market leader, you're only benefiting your competitors because you're giving them an idea to also buy a travel plan or a travel or any trip. Okay? All clear?
Yep.
So good. Before we end, let's do a quick exercise. I want you guys to group yourselves. If you're okay, we can group you according to your tables. That's fine. Okay? Group yourselves into tables. Now, I'm going to randomly select one group to present their answer after this. So which means all of you have to prepare because we're going to randomly select you from, we have representatives from STI College to, kidding. All right. So exercise number one. Sorry.